Kicks 105.5. It is 7:49, and in the studio this morning is Mr. Mike Barrett from the Barrett Insurance Agency. Good morning.
Good morning, Val. How are you today?
I'm good. Policies brought to you by the Barrett Insurance Agency. Online at thebarrettagency.com.
Yes, physically located right on Portland Street in St. Johnsbury.
Can't miss it.
Well, I've had people miss it actually. So yes, you can miss it, to be honest with you. But if you turn around, you will find it. So that's good.
Among the other things that we were talking about this morning, we were talking about what we were going to talk about.
Right, because I came in and you said, "What do you want to talk about?" I said, "I don't know." It's one of those mornings.
This has always been one that's, as a father with kids, if you've got a neighbor's kid over and they're playing on the swing set or whatever, or grandma's coming over and you have ice on the front steps that she slips and gets injured on.
Or she gets run over by that reindeer on your front lawn.
How'd you know about that? I was leaving my house yesterday morning and I go out, it's early, it's dark, I got my coffee in my hand, and I as usual, I sort of have to feel my way out to the car, and I get in, and I turn the headlights on, and 6 feet in front of my car is this massive deer standing there.
At least it wasn't a black bear.
Why didn't it scare off when I was walking in the dark? I don't understand.
Felt bad for you. It's like he can't even find his car. I'm fine.
There's the reindeer in my yard. But anyway, Grandma slips on the steps and breaks her hip.
Yeah.
God forbid. Breaks a leg. Is there insurance and home insurance policies that will cover that?
Yes, it's actually built in because, we talk a lot with the homeowner policy about the dwelling coverage, other structures coverage, personal property coverage,
add-ons.
And all that. Right. And the add-ons, of course, too. But the next section of a policy is liability and medical payments to others.
Now
that's called medical payments to others for a very key reason. So grandma slips on the ice and hurts herself, goes to NVRH, has now accumulated probably, very quickly.
$25,000, yeah.
Well, I was going to be conservative and say about, 5,000. But
okay.
Yes. All right, fine. So, of course, it can be proven that it's your negligence that she fell on the ice because it was icy in your driveway and you didn't take care of it.
So now it's my fault.
So if that's
the case... Why do I always get blamed for everything?
I don't know, but I'm going to start doing it too if it works. So the two components, the medical payments to others is one limit, and that could be anywhere from $1,000 to some companies, I think, go up to $25,000. I think most of our companies kind of max out at 10.
All right.
I call that hush money. And any insurance agent out there...
Here, Grandma, be quiet.
They're all nodding and saying he shouldn't be saying that. But they're like, yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Because, if somebody sustains an injury, and all they have to do is sustain an injury on your property... Okay, and if they have medical bills that are a result of that injury on your property, whether it's your fault or not, they just sustained that injury at your house, they would have access to that medical payments coverage on your policy. And that's to protect you from having to worry about that liability, which on many policies could be anywhere from $100,000 to $2 million. That really could, the companies are saying, let's cover this with the medical payments and hope for the best.
Right, now in reality, Grandma's not going to be a problem.
She better
that obnoxious jerk from Connecticut who moved here, and his daughter is playing with your daughter on the swing set in the backyard, and she gets hurt, and he gets litigious. Yes. That's what it protects you from.
It does. Yeah. It does. And, I want to back up to the medical payments for one more thing, and then I'll go back to where you are. But medical payments to others. So let's say grandma lives in the house. No coverage.
Right. I understand that.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure that was clear.
It has to be to others. Residents of the household and yourself are not included.
Right. So
if you slip and fall and hurt yourself, it's because you're stupid and you had it coming.
You're doing the Chevy Chase, putting up the Christmas lights, fall off the ladder. Sorry.
Well, that's why you have insurance.
Right. That's why you have health insurance.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
So let's talk about Mr. Litigious next door.
You know him?
Yes. Very well.
Yeah.
Your policy...
The guys who have entirely too much money and move up into a $300,000 camp. Yeah, go ahead.
Does your neighbor listen to this segment?
I don't know. I don't have a neighbor.
I'm a little nervous now. I don't know if I should speak.
I don't have a neighbor like that.
But your policy is there to respond for litigious, for it's liability. It's worldwide liability. It's premise liability. So whether your neighbor gets litigious and says it's your negligence on your property that my daughter sustained this injury, they can go after you. Absolutely.
Well, of course they can.
They sued
that's
up.
One of the reasons you have to have insurance.
Absolutely.
Or not let your neighbor's kids play at your house.
Right. Well, okay, let's talk about, since we're talking about bodily injury in kids, let's talk trampolines for a second. Do you want to?
Sure.
Real quickly.
Sure.
Don't have one.
Don't.
Just as simple as that.
Well, that's what my wife decided a long time ago. It's like an accident waiting to happen. It's like 5 times out of 10 that a kid gets on a trampoline, they're going to get hurt.
They are.
Yeah, they're going to hit the springs. They're going to fly into the yard. They're going to land wrong, and
exactly.
They are injury machines.
They really are. I mean, that's what it should say is injury machine. Because that companies, number one, do not want them. And I want to tell people this now, that if I was to write your business or write your home for the first time and you had a trampoline, 90% of my carriers would say absolutely not. The remaining would say, well, if it's got a netting around it, yes, we'll accept it. I also have another carrier who says, sign here that says any injury sustained on your trampoline is excluded.
Oh.
So you're taking on your own liability,
Yeah,
your own assets will protect you if somebody sustains an injury on them.
Oh.
That's scary.
That is really scary.
Now, I'm not going to lie. It's fun. Trampolines are fun.
Some of my favorite childhood memories.
Yeah. All the way up until I hit my head on one. They were fun.
Well, I've gone through the springs.
Did that too?
You get your leg down in there, those springs pinch the inside of your thigh.
Yep.
I've gone off and broken an arm. Mm-hmm. I've come upside down and jammed my neck so hard.
Why are you working?
You
had like 3 lawsuits right there. You should be all set for life.
No, they were all on my own.
But that's the thing, parents always tell me, but the kids love it. And I agree, kids do love it. But for as often or as random as they actually use the thing, is it worth having that?
Take them to Kingdom Gymnastics. Let them bounce and run there in a padded room under adult supervision.
Absolutely.
And they have insurance.
Right. Absolutely. You're good. You're good. So it's just one of those things where if you get the trampoline and I don't know about it, I can't just cancel you by driving by your house. But just don't get a trampoline.
All right.
Protect yourself before you wreck yourself.
Good Policies is brought to you by the Barrett Insurance Agency, Portland Street in St. Johnsbury, online at thebarrettagency.com.
And on Facebook, Barrett Insurance Agency.
And the phone number.
748-5224, and check us out on YouTube.
All right, and we'll talk next week.